Yo, this is your boy Chromatics, and this is the breakdown of the Carnival Rap Up 2025, verse 1. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. None of them can beat you yet, where even a state of emergency can stop you from fed, like you forget. Yeah, I mean, it's 2025, and a lot of people forgot that at the start of the year, we entered into a state of emergency with some very weird regulations of how this state of emergency would be implemented. So it's almost like the festivities of the season, the music, the events, everything that's happening within the carnival made us forget. So I had to remind people, like you forget, like we have in this carnival in the middle of a state of emergency, quote unquote. That's why they want me step in the boot. I is the only man that's balanced the lies and the truth. Typically, I want to get into it one time and start to highlight some of the events, the music, etc. Balance. So that was, of course, Marshall Montano's song, Truth. In that song he says, I believe in balance. So hence why I the only man could balance the lies and the truth. From all January I heard him calling my name since Yankee Boy was on the parkway and started to complain. Too much dancehall and carnival, he's saying that alright. Cause our Vibes Cartel concert carnival Friday night, New York, Labor Day, hence why Yankee Boy was on the parkway. He put out a post and was talking about, the lack of soca or Trinidadian music in the midst of the entire celebration or festival that is Labor Day in New York. But of course, the whole issue with Vibes Cartel having the concert Carnival Friday, which got postponed, by the way, and then Yankee Boy went on the hunger strike. But that it last a fortnight. He spread out 4 plates of food and make a knife and fork fight. He went on hunger strike, but that it last a fortnight, which was facts. So it's kind of playing off of that rhythmic fortnight, 4 plates of food, knife and fork fight, playing off of those rhythmic syllables in it. Because there was this video of him stuffing his face after, almost so it's like it was almost comical. Is this a gimmick, or are you really standing on business, as they say, represented for soca? Do you really have an issue, or was all this a marketing plan? It's like morals going out the window when an artist in a drought. Just to stuff that thing way under their nose. Oh, I'm out. So that was kind of playing on Vibes Cartels, the little limerick he have, the little slang he have. Oh, this under my nose, I'm out. And the fact that same Yankee Boy who was protesting the concert actually ended up getting booked for the show, but then the show got cancelled. Is it your morals going out the window? Are you standing on business, or, all right, now they're booking you, so forget what I was standing for before. So I'm gonna eat our food now to stop this thing under my nose. Oh, I'm out. Some man need to watch himself before they get braced or end up in Malabar and bench and cough out the face. Akeem 5.0, we all know, with voice here just travel. In that interview, sounding like you're gargling gravel. That was all based off of that exchange that sort of went viral with Akeem. Shout out to Akeem still, 5.0. He did an interview and was talking about artists sort of getting blacklisted, and specifically talking about actually Orlando Octave. And Akeem gave his opinion. A lot of people didn't agree with it. And of course, Benjai did this Facebook Live that went viral and was talking about certain DJs and radio station owners or operators or managers. And then, Benjai said basically them fellas can't come in Malabar, they can't come in the area, or he go deal with it. So I was just highlighting that. I see Akeem in Mikal Teja event, and I tell him, first, as soon as I see him, I say, wrap it up, Maddox, you're inside this. Kes came out leading the pack with a very familiar track. I guess if it worked last year, then why not make a talk back? I ain't know if it's plagiarism, a man thief a whole rhythm, then claim he thief from a thief, therefore he should be forgiven. Cocoa Tea came out earlier in the season and it just blew up. Is this sort of huge, we can say safely now, an international hit. But a lot of people felt that it sounded similar to some stuff that he's done before. That's why I referenced Tack Back, which is a song he had last year, meaning the Trinidadian slang of tack back, meaning, you're going back for second rounds, so you're going and link up with your whole fire stick. Funny enough, I believe Tack Back and Cocoa Tea produced by the same producer, so the song might be similar. Big up Thanos still, you know what I mean? I ain't know if it's plagiarism, I'm anti for whole rhythm. So that's starting to go down this talk of plagiarism that was very prominent in this Carnival season. There was a post online also saying that, Kessis Cocoa Tea was derived from another song or had very similar elements, sound, title, but now starting to go into the whole Trinidad Killa situation. But say thief from a thief, therefore he should be forgiven. So basically he was saying that, the producers of the Big Links rhythm, Full Blown, shout out to Full Blown every time, sampled the element, the tabla roll from Zessa and whatever that rhythm was with Gunman Is You Hole and Zessa and them kind of thing. He was criticizing them, basically saying, alright, all they're using this element of Zessa in it, but then all they don't want me go on the rhythm. Alright, well, let's thief that. Well, I gonna thief all the rhythm. So that give me right. Well, they use something that in his Zess. Right? So that goes into now. He was out in the cold, but Full Blown tell him no. They pull down the video, we blame Asher Montano. Then he pull a bigger link and reproduce it pronto. But Holy Brighter still can't spell Eskimo. Right? So, he was out in the cold as playing off of Trinidad Killa's song Eskimo, which he was in New York, but then Full Blown tell him no. He said he tried to reach out to them. Of course, they didn't respond, supposedly, whatever. And then he put up the song on the rhythm, right, on the Big Links rhythm, and they pulled it down. He blamed Marshall Montano. There was this whole back and forth. I won't say back and forth, but he started to talk about Marshall's influence of possibly getting his song removed off of the rhythm and pulled down off of YouTube. But then he pulled a bigger link, which was a double entendre. Bigger link meaning the Nicki Minaj collaboration and endorsement. But also the double entendre is the reproduced rhythm that they reproduced was called the Bigger Links rhythm. So he pulled a bigger link and then reproduced it pronto. So he reproduced it really quickly because he saw the love and how the song was trending and picking up steam. So he reproduced it pronto, but that is also a double entendre. In other words, you have to reproduce it quickly, but the producer's name who reproduced it was also Pronto as well, right? So big up to Pronto, big up Trinidad Killa. Yeah, and then the line about the Eskimo spelled incorrectly on the car, if you watch the video, you would have noticed that it's spelled Eskimo and not Eskimo, right? Trinidad Killa is very good at garnering attention via controversy, and of course he did that in this instance. And whether it was intentional or not, he was able to leverage all of the controversy surrounding it. But all the Brighter doing that, you still can't spell Eskimo right, dog? Well, boy, we beat that tune like it's Joshua Regrello and change the coat of arms and let the whole world know. I had to put in Joshua, it's somewhere in it. Like, there's certain things when I'm listing out points or notes that I've taken throughout the season, there's certain things that I definitely want to mention in there. And I think with what Joshua did, although it happened, I think even since last year, it was such a huge accomplishment and there was so much support for him from the entire music community of Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to show my support. And it was basically following from the line of Trinidad Killa's Eskimo. Well, boy, we beat that tune like it's Joshua Regrello. He beat Pan for 31 hours, right? But the streets was beating Eskimo everywhere you go. There are 3 tunes during the course of the Carnival that you heard are coming out of every single car passing on every street corner. And that was Cocoa Tea, Greatest Benova, and Eskimo. Ending off the verse now. Boy, we beat that tune like it's Joshua Regrello and change the coat of arms to let the whole world know. Obviously, everybody knows the changing of our coat of arms. Well, I wouldn't say everybody, but we changed the imagery of the 3 Columbus ships on our coat of arms to the steel pan that represents Trinidad and Tobago. So therefore we changed the coat of arms to let the whole world know this is the land of steel pan, Calypso and Soca, home of the sweetest cocoa and the greatest Benova. So that's like a play on words to Trinidad and Tobago is world renowned for some of the best cocoa in the world, Trinitario cocoa, meaning the cocoa that it does make chocolate from the actual fruit. And then of course, what's sweeter than a Trini man? Ladies always know that. You dig? Cocoa, right? So playing on that. And then of course, the greatest Benova, represented for the ladies as well, because the Trini ladies and them know how to wine and love them true and true. So yeah, so that's the breakdown of the first verse in the Carnival Rap Up 2025. Make sure and follow me on Instagram at Chromatics Music and follow me on YouTube. Subscribe at Chromatics Music and make sure to go and like the video and comment on it now. Share it with a friend, right? Chromatics Carnival Rap Up 2025. Stay tuned for verse 2 coming soon.